Good day, everyone. This is Lorraine. Welcome to Chatelaine Makes. This is July. There I go again. This is take 3. Today is January 3rd of 2022. This is video number 1 for 2022. So I have a few things that I'd like to go over with you. First off, I picked up one of my whips that were parked in the garage. Haven't been worked on for quite some time. I started a 2020 temperature blanket, and then it was put aside. This is a knit blanket. I picked it up the week of Christmas. I had completed to mid-August. I am almost finished. I'm on my last row. And here is my book with my temperature ranges and my yarns that I had planned on using. So I am at currently on up to December 23rd. So on my last row, I realized when I had done about a week, so about 4 weeks in for the month of December, that I wasn't going to have enough to complete the row and all the days. So on the row that I was doing, when I had done up to December 22nd, realized that on my next row I would still have about 4 days left to do, which I couldn't really do another row. So what I did was, for the blanket, I had done blocks of 15 stitches and 15 rows. So what I did was I calculated how many blocks I had across for the width, and then multiplied that by 15 stitches, which gave me a stitch count. Then I calculated how many days I had left, divided that into my total stitch count, came up with 12 point something or other. So on my last row, my blocks are not as wide. So instead of 15 stitches, I have 12 stitches. So I was doing each block, I was doing one block for one day. Didn't matter if I had 3 days in a row with the same temperature range. I was doing 15 stitches, finish that block off, start another 15 stitches, do another block. And then I realized after I don't know where I was in the year, realized, hey, I don't have to do that. I can just do this. So I have two blocks here. I just did 30 stitches. Still did 15 rows. So that's what I did. So I did, for the days that I was at home here in Medicine Hat, Alberta, I did stockinette stitch, which is knit one row, and then when you turn it around to the opposite side, you purl that row. So I was away still in 2020. I think that was the year my father had surgery, so I was there to help out with that. So on the days that I was away visiting with them, I just did garter stitch, which is knit every row. Front and back, didn't matter. Just knit them all. So I counted, I was away for 12 days total for the whole year. 12 days, which for me is not a lot. I like to go at least once a month and stay for at least a weekend, sometimes longer, a week, 2 weeks. In 2021, I was planning on going up and spending all of the growing season there and helping out doing a garden with my parents. Of course, 2021, I didn't go anywhere. I stayed here. So, back to my blanket. What I did was, on my last row, gotta find it now because it's all turned around and twisted. This is my third time doing the video. Here we go. So I did 12 stitches. So what I did was I picked up 12 stitches, did the 15 rows, cast off, then I went to the next one. I picked up 15 more stitches from the beginning, which is here. It's hard to tell. These are two different shades of blue. Did my 15 stitches across. On my purl stitch, when I came back around and did my purl row, when I came to the last stitch, what I did was, I didn't do that one right away. I picked up half of the stitch from the block before, and then I knitted those, or I worked those two stitches together. So that's how I joined at this side. So then I kept going these 2 more days. Okay, so I am to here. So what I'll do here is, for December 23rd, I'll pick up stitches from here, work across my 12 stitches. When I purl back, when I get to the last one, I will pick up half the stitch, the last stitch on this one, and knit that together with the last stitch that I picked up. So I'll keep going. Of course, on my very last, December 31st, will be the size of the block will be whatever stitches are left. So that will give me the completed year. Then, because it's curling, which often happens with knitting, what I plan on doing is adding a border. I'm going to crochet a border, just a simple border, single crochet probably. What I plan on doing with that is, still doing temperature, I'm taking my birth date, the day I was born, and the temperature from where I was born. And I'm going to use the same color chart that I have, and I will use that color. So that color is, I don't know if it's green or up here the darker blue, can't remember. I'll see, check and see, because it was 13, but I didn't know if it was minus 13. It was minus 13, so it's the darker blue. Then I have 3 children. I'm doing the same with theirs. So I'm going to do 1 row of each for them, so that gives me 4 rows. If I find it is still curling, I have 3 granddaughters, so I'm going to do the same thing with theirs and do 1 row for each of them. And that will complete my blanket. So one of my parked whips done. So that's good. All right. I was dressed, by the way, people. This is just a tank top that I wear lounging around, because I did go out this morning. I went to the post office. I went to the bank, found out the bank wasn't open today, so tomorrow I have to walk to the bank. And it's going to be colder than it was today, so I'll have to bundle up. But I have to go. Can't wait till Wednesday when I have the car. So I'll have to walk. It's not that far, but walking out in the cold is no joy. So I wanted to pick up a journal to use for when I dye yarn. Been wanting to do it for a long time, and I just kept forgetting. To me, it wasn't something that was that important that I had to put it on a list, and I kept forgetting about it. So when I went to the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, which is across the street from us. Then if I go the other way, about half a block is Dollarama. So I'm good either way. But I went to Dollar Tree, it's close, and nothing's more than $1.50. I picked up a lovely purple, which I love, journal that I'm going to use. It's just lined paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the date that I do it, just so I know how often I dyed yarn. And I'm going to mark down my yarn base, put the weight and yardage of the yarn that I'm dyeing, along with whether I'm using acid dye or Kool-Aid, and whatever shade it is or flavor. And then possibly taking a little snippet and putting it where I have my information. So if I right here put down my information, I'll just attach it somewhere over here. Either staple it or glue it, I'm not sure. So I got that, I'm glad. The other thing is, last year I did try to, I'm just making sure I was still recording. I did try to do some kind of advent calendar. I didn't have enough interest. What I did was I had an odd person out, so I decided not to bother to do it. I think it was because I decided too late to do it. So I'd still like to do an advent calendar for 2022. I do have someone that I can do one with that is in Canada here, so shipping's not going to be too bad. I am thinking about doing a scrap ball advent calendar, so you can start this month in January if you're interested in. Let me know. We will pair up people so that shipping costs are not all that expensive for people. And you can collect your balls throughout the year, good portion of the year anyways, starting now, and have it mailed out early November, depending on the shipping, the postal service, or mid-November, so they have it on or before the 1st of December. I'm thinking 12 days, which most people would be able to do, and thinking like along the lines of if you were to get an advent calendar of yarn, it would include minis, which are either 10 grams or 20 grams. So I was thinking something like that. Possibly to yarn content. If you use a lot of cotton, that would be more feasible for you. If you're like most people and use acrylic, then you can let me know that as well. So hopefully we have enough interest this year, knowing that you can start early enough. If you're interested in doing a low-cost advent calendar, 12 days, please let me know that. I would like to have anyone that's interested pairing them up again, taking shipping into consideration, and that each person that's doing that include at least one handmade ornament or something handmade. if you or the person that you're paired with, if you don't celebrate Christmas and don't put up a tree, then something that's handmade. So I'd like to get people paired up early. That way, for people that are interested in just doing a low-cost advent calendar, then once they're paired up, you can communicate back and forth with the person so that you know what they're like or what they don't like, if they celebrate the holidays, that type of thing. So that's that. Once again, I did not write down what I wanted to say. Also, too, I remembered. I am thinking of having a store-wide sale in my Etsy shop. With the exception, I will need to deactivate at least one of my hand-dyed yarns, because I am looking at a minimum of 20% discount with no coupons, store-wide. Like I said, I will have to deactivate at least one of my hand-dyed yarns because of the fact that the discount will take the cost of that yarn, the price of that yarn, down below what it cost me to purchase. So, that being said, if you're interested, please let me know. Leave a comment down in the comment section. I am also going to add some non-rope jewelry in my shop. This is what I consider rope jewelry, okay? So this is my rope jewelry. Okay, this is kind of tangled up a little bit, but this is a non-rope. This is just crocheted threads with beads. Some of these I haven't completed, as you can see. This is just single thread, a single one. Purple one I think is done. Sorry about that. There we go. So I have a purple one here. Showing up kind of blue, but it is purple. So this has 1, 2, 4 strands with clusters of beads. So I will be adding some more of these to my shop. Oh, here's that. Oh, I did show this one, the blue one. Kind of had these just kind of sitting over, draped over my bin. Oh, not finished, so I have to finish up some of these to add. This one's black with kind of greenish beads. So I'll have to finish that up. Okay, so let me know what you think about my sale for my Etsy shop. Please let me know what you think about the doing an advent calendar, doing a scrap ball advent calendar. I'm not sure if I mentioned or if I have some single bracelets to go into my shop. These are kind of Harry Potter inspired bracelets. These are just singles, and I will be adding those. I have some that are, excuse me, green and gold. Oh, I also have pink and white. This one's a little different. This is quite glittery. I do need to finish this up, and that will be going in the shop as well. Any suggestions, anything you'd like to see, please let me know and leave a comment again. You can also reach me by email. My email and contact information will be in the description box below this video. I am going to try and do at least one video per week. I'm not sure how well that will go. I'd also like to dye more yarn. I have at least 3 cakes of wool blend that I can still dye up. I usually do my yarn dyeing when my husband's at work, and he works afternoons, so I get a late start because I take up the kitchen, and it is a long process. So getting back to the videos, I'd like to do at least one a week, but with personal things going on in my life right now, my daughter had tested positive for the new strain, so that's kind of been mulling on my mind. They live thousands of miles from here, so and with the symptoms, it's not like I can pick up the phone or text her and get a response right away. We did find out Christmas Day. What a lovely Christmas surprise that was. By New Year's, she did say they were feeling much better, both her and her partner, my son-in-law, tested positive. She actually tested positive on my birthday. Didn't want to ruin my birthday, so she didn't tell us till Christmas Day when we were talking to her. And I happened to ask her if she had a cold. And that's when she told me. She said, no, it wasn't cold. Kind of wish it was cold, but thankfully she did not have the breathing issues. And they were both recovering at home. So, cross my fingers, pray to God that they will recover and be better and not have long-lasting side effects. So that's why I may not put out as many videos right away that I'd like to. Try to keep my mind occupied on other stuff, but it's not always that easy. Those of you out there are mothers, you know that when people tell you don't worry about it, not to worry, it's easier said than done. So, like she said, they are feeling much better, so hopefully that is the case and that they are on the mend. And hopefully we can get back to a more normal life where we don't have to wear a mask and be careful out there where we go and what we do. So if you have any like I said, any suggestions or something that you'd like to see content wise, please leave a comment in the description box, or in the comment section below. Please read my description box. I do put information in there that I forget to say when I'm doing my recordings, and think that possibly it may be of interest to you, or that you may need to know. Any links I also leave down in the description box for other channels. If you haven't yet joined our Facebook group, all you have to do is, if you're on Facebook, send a request to join our Facebook group, Chatelaine Makes, and then I'll do the accept, and because I also post stuff in there. Sometimes I post stuff in there that I don't put on Facebook or on YouTube, because putting on YouTube right now requires doing a video. I am hoping that YouTube lowers their subscription numbers requirements for a community page, because community page I can post on there. I don't have to do editing and recording and uploading. I can just go to my community page and add stuff there. It's 500 subscribers that you need. I'm still under the 200. So if they half it and do 250, at least that's something that I can possibly attain this year, 2022. I also want to complete some of my whips that have been parked. I know I have a few, I have a few at least. I don't even know how many. One of those people that had startitis. See a pattern and want to start it, and that's what I do, and then it gets put to the wayside, and there it sits. Like my blanket. It was a good idea when I started it, and I was going good, and then it got to the hot weather, and it's like, who wants to work on a blanket when it's hot out? It's too hot. Even with the air conditioning on, it's too hot to work on a blanket. So, thankfully, I will be finished this very soon. Hopefully, by the time I post my next video. I did make some changes on my Etsy shop, because I made mistakes when I was uploading items. Mainly my hand-dyed yarns. I put them as singles in stock, and even though I had stated, and it was listed, the lengths, the yardage for the different, for the same yarn but different lengths in the description, and when you click down, when you first go into my shop and it shows what's available, it only showed as one being in stock, even though I had 2 or 3 of the same thing, only different yardages. So I corrected that. I'm still learning that too, because I only started my Etsy shop, I think, in November. Yeah, I think it was November I started that, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that or not. But Etsy is fairly known, so I've had lots of views. I've had some people favorite my shop and some items, but as of yet I still haven't made a sale. So, and I'm hoping I put them stuff in there so I could sell the stuff and augment my pension. So I'm not working, I'm retired, and other than my government pension, I used to make money doing craft shows and sales, but with COVID we haven't been able to have those, and if they did, they were small pop-up shows, and there was a limit of how many tables they had and how many people could be in there at one time, and it was like a cattle run. In one way, you go in one way and follow the direction and out. So if you wanted to, when I go to craft shows, I like to walk around and see what's available first, and then I go back to see if that's, to stuff that interests me. I don't go and stop and then purchase. I go around first, because a lot of craft shows and sales, a lot of tables have the same things or similar items. So that's why I like to go around first. Well, with the way the pop-ups shows have been, you weren't able to do that. You went in one door and it was partitioned off, so you'd have to go, you go in, you go through, and you had to go out. So then you'd have to go back in. Well, if there was a lineup, because of the limit of how many people could be in there at one time, you had to wait. So, and some of these ones were in the colder months, not all that long ago. So, who wants to stand out in the cold? So, this right now, Etsy is my only way of making some extra money. I do have some on Facebook Marketplace, and I've had a couple of people interested but wanted to barter with the price, and some of this hand-dyed yarns would be considered be considered as luxury yarn, and I had already reduced my price. I wasn't reducing it anymore. So that's that. I hate that when you can't remember what you wanted to say. Well, if there's anything else, I will mark it in. I'll put it down in the description box. So please remember, hit the drop-down box and check that out. If you think that someone you know might enjoy coming to see what I have to offer on my channel, please share out my video. If you're not a subscriber, please consider and hit that red button, and then hit the little bell that comes up. Make sure you hit all, that way you will be notified of all, hopefully every time I put out a video. If you also too, I have lost some subscribers, and I have been unsubscribed to some people too, that I know I'm not getting their notifications. If you do not leave a comment, any comment on videos, like you watch the video, you watch 2 or 3 of the same person's videos, and you don't comment, YouTube might just consider that you don't want to be subscribed and unsubscribe to that channel. So please check. If the subscribe button is in red, you've been unsubscribed. So I would appreciate it. I am trying to, like I said, I'm trying to increase my numbers to get a community page. Hopefully they lower the numbers, the requirements, but it is what it is. So I'd really appreciate you sharing me out and subscribing and joining my channel. This month on the 15th will be my 1-year anniversary. I am not planning on having a big thing. Right now I'm not planning on doing a giveaway. I possibly may do do one that's unannounced. I do not announce my giveaways. My giveaways that I do are strictly for my subscribers, and you do need to be publicly subscribed. If I do a random giveaway, whatever you want to call it, if I do a random thing like that, and I'm not able to see that you are a subscriber, I will try to contact you by leaving a comment on your comment. So I'll reply on your comment. Otherwise, sometimes I do a pop-up one where I just announce at the end of the video to leave a comment, mention something, and I do them that way. I really appreciate my subscribers and my viewers, but giving back, I want to make sure that I give back to the people that are here for me and subscribed. So that's why I don't announce them. Anything that I do like that is not affiliated with YouTube in any manner. It will be done at random, and it may just be announced and not advertised or recorded. So either you trust me or you don't. If you don't trust me, then why are you watching my video? Really, you know. I know there are people out there who that's all they watch video for, and they watch out for the giveaways. Personally, I subscribe to a lot of channels through finding out through one of their giveaways, but I still watch their content. I'm still subscribed to them. I don't just watch their giveaway videos. A lot of the content providers now have switched to not announcing the giveaways for that reason, because people subscribe just for that reason. Once it's finished, then they unsubscribe. We're putting content out to entertain and to help educate other people with our common interest and with our own experience. So, like I said, I really appreciate the people that are here, and I'd like to get back to them. Right now, with shipping the way it is, it may only be limited to Canada-wide. But that's not under my control. I do have a limited budget, so if I go over that, I still have to pay for it one way or another. And I don't want to be in the hole, you know. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody who watches. I appreciate my subscribers and all the comments. By leaving a comment, it is our way of interacting, even though it's not direct. I'm also thinking of doing a live once a month, and it will more than likely be on the same date at a certain time. I haven't worked all that out. If you'd think that you'd like me to do that, please also let me know. My ideas can only go so far. If I don't have people coming up and supporting me in what I'm doing, it's not really helping much. So, yeah, please leave your comments. I think that's pretty much it. I was hoping for quick videos, but it's 40 minutes now. Sorry about that, folks. If you prefer just short, 15-20 minutes, let me know that too. I know myself, I don't like really long videos. Half an hour is, usually, so I try not to go that long, but if I don't say what I remember when I remember it, sometimes it doesn't get said. Anyways, I really appreciate you. Please help me out if you can. And until next time, this is Lorraine from Chatelaine Makes. Oh, and Joe, if you're watching, from Garden State Gardener, anybody who does gardening, whether it's indoors, outdoors, or large, small, doesn't matter. Joe does weekly giveaways. It used to be seed giveaways, but he's grown, and he's spread out. Also includes some yarn and some other good prizes. So if you're a gardener interested in seeds, or even not, and you should check him out. Garden State Gardener. He's out of Jersey, in the States. Joe, you can just call me Lorraine when my name comes up on that wheel, even though I know it hasn't been for a while, but you all have a bit of trouble remembering how to pronounce my last name, and that's my channel name. So this is Lorraine from Chatelaine Makes, signing off until next time. Bye for now.